Casey. We're going to try something with this deck of cards that honestly it scares me a little bit because the odds are really not in my favor for this working.
Okay.
Because if I were to ask you to just think of a card, right, I would have a 1 in 52 chance of just guessing that correctly, all right? Improbable, but not impossible, right? If I were also to ask you to think of a number, let's say, a numeric position in the deck, that too would be a 1 out of 52 chance. But if somehow I were able to guess both the card and the number, that would be 1 out of 52 times 1 out of 52. And that's 1 out of 2,704.
Okay.
Much steeper
Yeah.
odds there, right? Now, in order to do this, we're going to have a card in mind. And in order to do that, I'm going to ask you to cut off a chunk of cards. Now, I want to make it clear, this is not what I mean by a chunk.
Okay.
You know, something like this is a chunk, all right? But do try to leave at least half of the cards there because you're going to need some cards left over to work with, and for reasons that will become apparent in a moment,
Okay.
all right? So anyway, you're going to cut deeply into the deck, and in so doing, you will have cut to some random card, yes? I want you to look at the card, remember what it is, and then hide it from me.
Okay.
And then take the cards in your hand and give them a thorough shuffle.
Okay.
And just to make this interesting, we're going to do this while my back is turned, all right? That way I can't see, you know, anything at all,
Okay.
right? And obviously try not to get this card, right? So I'll put it down into the deck. Here are the cards. I will face away. Go ahead and cut off your chunk. Make it a good one.
I'm trying. Okay.
Look at the card that you've cut to and memorize that card, please.
Okay.
Okay? And then hide it from me. You can go under the card box or... Okay, good. And don't forget, shuffle the cards that you've cut off.
Sure.
All right?
Throwing them every place.
That's perfect. Great. So you're now holding a quantity of cards
Yes.
that I couldn't possibly know.
Yes.
And of course, you don't know either. I would be hard-pressed to say for sure exactly how many cards that is. But I want you to just take a mental estimate, a mental guess. And once you have a certain number in mind, I want you to count those cards that you've
Okay.
got there and see how close you've come to your mental guess.
Okay.
All right. Did you guess correctly?
I did actually.
That is remarkable, right? So what that proves, though, is that if I were to turn around right now and simply glance at the cards in your hands, I too might be able to just visually be able to estimate the number of cards that you're holding. So just to guard against that potential advantage, I want you to take another chunk of cards from the table group and add them on top of the cards in your hand. That way there'd be no way for me to know
Okay.
how many cards you started with. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay, so if I turn around right now, all I'll see is that you're holding a certain quantity of cards, and that is different from the number of cards that you started with, yes?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So at this point, you're thinking of two pieces of information, yes? You're thinking of a specific playing card, and hopefully you're also thinking of a number, the number of cards that you initially cut off, yes? All right. I think I'm going to try to go for the number first. And the way I'd like to do this is as follows. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to start dealing those cards one by one face down onto the table as fast as you can. Count them out loud, and go ahead and start doing that right now, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
Okay, so all I know at this point is that the card that you initially thought of is not in this group, right? As well, I also know that this is a quantity of cards that is different than the number of cards that you began with, and the secret number that you're remembering, okay? I don't know if you noticed this, but when she was counting the cards, I wasn't looking at the cards, I was looking at her, and I think she's already told me what I need to know about the number. So I propose let's go for the card next,
Okay.
I'm going to give these an additional shuffle. Make sure that these are very well mixed. Okay? And obviously, it would be fruitless for me right now to look through this deck of cards to try to find the one card that you're thinking of because I know it's not in there, right? It's hidden from me someplace. So what I propose to do is to go for the next best card. And the next best thing would be what we call the mate to that card. Every card in a deck has a mate. It would be the card that is of the same color and value. So just concentrate on your card for just a moment if you don't mind. And all right, I think I'm getting somewhere here. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go for this one right here. Okay? Now, I might be right, I might be close, or I might just be completely off, but I'm going to leave that right here for the time being. Now, you also thought of a number. Do you remember what that number was? Don't say it.
Okay.
Do you remember what that number was?
Yes, I do.
Okay. To see if I'm right or wrong, here's what I propose to do. I'm going to take the mate to the card that I think you have in mind, and I'm going to place it into a position in this deck
Okay.
that matches the number that you were thinking of. And you recall this deck has been shuffled a
Yes.
number of times,
Yeah.
yes? All right, now I don't want you to see where I place this. And also, I need to tell you all that I can't do this and talk at the same time. You just give me one moment
Okay.
here. Take these under the table. Okay. Here are the cards. I will not touch them again.
Okay.
For the very first time, what was just the number, the secret number that you were thinking of?
20.
The number 20.
Yes.
I haven't touched the deck. Go ahead and pick these up, and I want you this time to deal out 20 cards face up.
Okay.
One by one. That's
1,
2,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is the 20th card.
Okay.
I haven't touched it, yes?
No, you have not.
I don't want you to look at it yet. Take it in
Okay.
your right hand, hold it face down. You can set the rest of the cards aside.
Okay.
Now, somewhere around here is one card that's been hidden from me. It's right there. This is the original card that you thought
Yes.
of. And I'm looking at it now for the very first time and seeing that it is, in fact, the Seven of Hearts. So if I've done what I set out to do, the card in your hand should be the
7 of diamonds.
Seven of Diamonds.
Very nice.
Oh my goodness.
I like it.
Perfect, man.
Oh.
And that is Manhattan.
That's lovely.
Thank you.